Hello everyone, welcome to Rasayan Academy, and guys, this is our 10th video in the series of 100 name reactions, right? And today's name reaction is going to be Darzin's glycidic ester condensation. Okay, so it's a very popular name reaction, and also it is very much when you are least expecting it, the product is going to be the epoxy ester, right? So that is why we have to know this reaction. Okay, so what is the reaction in short? It is the formation of an epoxy ester like this. This is our epoxy and this is our ester, okay, through the condensation reaction of a ketone as well as a alpha, uh, you know, alpha halo. It can be bromine, it can be chlorine or iodine and so on. Alpha halo ester, okay. So this is the overall reaction. Let's now quickly talk about it. So what happens in this reaction is alpha beta epoxy ester, which is also called the glycidic ester. It is going to form from the base catalyzed condensation of alpha halo esters with carbonyl compound. So let's say if I am taking a alpha halo ester like this, let's say this is our X, can be any halogen. It can be chlorine, bromine and iodine. Alright. So what next do we have to see? That we are having a strong base. Now this strong base is going to take up a proton. From where is it going to remove a proton? Is the one, let's say the hydrogen over here. Why? Because this hydrogen is very much acidic, as it is going to form a very stable enolate with the ester, something like this. And also it is acidic because there are two electron withdrawing groups. One is the ester, the other one is the halogen over here, which is going to make this proton a very acidic proton. And if that happens, this is the kind of ester enolate that we are going to get. Now further, this enolate is going to attack onto this carbonyl carbon, and then you are going to get this product over here. So let's quickly talk about the complete mechanism right over here. As you can see, so we have this proton, the alpha proton to the ester, right? This is the alpha proton to the ester, also the alpha proton to the halogen, right? So the base, which is a very strong base, okay, it's going to take up this proton and form this kind of an ester enolate like this. Now further, this ester enolate is going to attack over the carbonyl carbon, okay, and this is what you're going to get. So basically this is one-sided condensation, right? The proton has to be taken up, which is the alpha proton to the ester and to the halogen. This is a one-sided condensation, one-sided enolate is going to form, and further this is what you are going to get. This is our uh, anion, negative charge on the oxygen. It is again going to fall back on the same carbon where there is a good leaving group. You know, all the halogens are good leaving groups, Cl, Br and iodine, all of these are good leaving groups. So it is not going to take up a proton from the medium and become the beta hydroxy ester, something like that. It's not going to become the beta hydroxy ester. The negative charge on the oxygen, the negative density, is again going to attack on this carbon which has a good leaving group, right? So this is our major reaction, and yes, finally you get your epoxy ester. You can write the epoxy ester like this, or you can rotate it a little bit and write it like this also. Both of them are correct representations. So this is the whole Darzin glycidic ester condensation. It is Darzin glycidic ester condensation. Glycidic ester condensation. Alright, this is how the reaction is going to happen. It's a very basic reaction, guys, and in this 100 name reactions we are going to talk about very basic reactions which are also very important, and all of you must know these reactions in organic chemistry, right? So you can check out other examples as well. Alright, so here I have taken example number 1. So what is going to be the product over here? So as you have already predicted, I had posted this one in the community last night, and you have already predicted very nicely that this is going to be Darzin glycidic ester condensation. So now you have tertiary butoxide in the presence of tertiary butanol like this, the alcohol. So basically you are having a very bulky base, and a very strong base. Now there are two possibilities of enolate formation. Either the enolate can form from here, okay, either we are going to get a cyclohexyl enolate, something like this, or you can have the ester enolate also, or you can also have the ester enolate. And this is exactly what we want. We don't want this kind of an enolate, we want this enolate of the ester. And what is the driving force towards the formation of this enolate? That is basically an enolate is a carbanion only, guys, isn't it? An enolate is just a carbanion, right? So in the presence of two electron withdrawing groups, one is the Cl, one is the ester, the carbanion is going to be very much stable. Okay, so that is why the Darson glycidic ester condensation, we can say, is a one-sided one-sided condensation reaction, which means only one enolate is going to be more favored. Okay, so yes, we are going to form this kind of an enolate. Right, this is a negative ion, there is a carbanion, the negative ion is going to fall over the oxygen, and this is what you are going to get. This is our enolate that we are getting. And further it is going to attack through the carbon, because basically it is a carbanion, isn't it? And we are going to get something like this, the ester group back, the chlorine, and from here we are going to get, alright, just a second, yes, sorry, this is our O minus, this is just a proton, right? Alright, so this is what you are going to get. The O minus is going to be here, and it is not going to take up a proton from butanol yet. No, not taking a proton from the butanol, it is rather going to attack on the alpha carbon, because we are having the alpha halo ester grabbing a proton, attacking over this carbon, internal SN2 attack also you can call it. And this is how you are going to get the epoxy ester, right? So this is how your product is going to be. This is going to be an epoxy ester and not a, and this kind of a product, if you want to draw, that would be incorrect. If you want to draw, let's say that, okay, you want to draw a beta hydroxy ester, okay, that would be wrong. This is not correct. Okay, this is not going to form, right? So that is why we are going to move onwards and see one more example for further practice, that how can you draw the products of Darson glycidic ester condensation. Okay, so we are going to see one more example. This is our second one. And what do you see over here? Try to do this by yourself, try to predict the product by yourself. It's super easy, so you can stop the video and do it, right? So here we are having LDA base, and you know that LDA is a strong non-nucleophilic base, so it is again going to take up a proton. So where it can take up a proton, either the proton can be abstracted from this alpha carbon, or there is also a proton on this alpha carbon. So two-way enolization is possible. But again, as LDA is a bulky base, and also as this alpha hydrogen is more acidic. Why is it more acidic? Because there are two groups, two electron withdrawing groups to close to it. So that is why we are just going to form this kind of an enolate. Alright, just a second. It is going to not be a double bond, it is going to be a double bond over here, O minus. And this is how you are going to get your enolate, the methyl group over here, and no stereochemistry change on this carbon, on the other alpha carbon. So basically this is our TBDMS group, which is tertiary butyl dimethyl silyl. So either you can write it in this manner, dimethyl tertiary butyl, or you can also write it TBDMS. So further in the next step we are going to make the enolate attack over benzaldehyde again through the same alpha carbon, like this. Okay, so finally writing the product, or let's say one of the very major intermediate. So we are having the ketone back, and this is our methyl, and I am directly writing it TBDMS. Alright, connected through silicon, and finally the bromine is going to be like this. Now one thing that you have to take care of about the stereochemistry is that because the bulky group, which is the tertiary butyl dimethylsilyl group, it is above the plane, it is given in the question. Now, so you can understand that another bulky group, which is going to be the carbonyl, or let's say the benzaldehyde, which is getting connected, is going to be below the plane, and that is why the epoxy that is going to form is also forming below the plane, right? So further, your molecule is going to look something like this, right? It's going to be something like this. So the bromine has left out. So if you want to write this carbon below the plane, it's the same thing. Or if you want to write the carbon on the plane, and this is the pH and H, then you can write the epoxy below the plane. Alright, so you can write it like this also, or you can write the carbon below the plane and epoxy on the plane of paper, it's the same thing. Alright, so this is how your product is going to be for this second example, right? Let's now move onwards to one more example. So this is our third example for Darzen glycidic ester condensation. Stop the video, do it by yourself, and then we are going to proceed. Okay, now this is a little bit of a different reaction. Why? Because see, the bromine is not present on the alpha carbon to the ester. This is the alpha carbon, right? But here the bromine is not there. We are having bromine a little bit far away, alright, but it is on such a position that if we are removing this proton, right, if we are removing this proton and if we are doing the enolization, or let's say proton removal by LDA, we are definitely getting let's say this is what we form, the carbanion after the proton removal by LDA. We are definitely going to get this kind of a conjugation, alright, extended conjugation. So this is where it is, alright, this was bromine. Okay, so definitely conjugation is possible, guys. So this is also, you can call it an extended enolate. There you go. See, conjugation is still possible, right? So definitely LDA, without any second thoughts, you are just going to remove this proton from here because it is going to give conjugation like this. And just like the enolate attacks, it is also going to attack on this carbon. Okay, this is our benzene, then we are going to have the aldehyde over here, and the acetyl part is not going to be touched, it remains as it is. So this is how the molecule is going to attack, and your product is going to be a little bit long one, so you're going to require some space like this. And yes, how many carbons? 1, 2 and 3. So 1, 2 and 3. Let me write the bromide over here, and let me write the carbon over here, O minus, and there was also a hydrogen, and yes, benzene and the acetyl part. Okay, and now you know what is going to happen. The oxygen attacks over the alpha carbon. Now this is not the alpha carbon anymore, it's very far away from the double bond, but yes, it is still going to happen, and this reaction is also a variation of Darzen glycidic ester condensation only. And let me write the final product. It is going to look like this, and I hope that you got something very similar, isn't it? Yes, so this is your epoxy ester, glycidic ester. Alright, so this is your final product. This is how the Darzy's reaction is going to be carried out in the third example. So we have understood the mechanism, we did 3 examples, and I hope that when you are solving previous year questions, you will not face any difficulty with the Darzy's glycidic ester condensation. Alright guys, so this was it, a very quick video, and definitely try out the questions by yourself, okay? And I'll be creating more videos because we have to get to the target of 100 name reactions. This is only 10th one, and guys, if you think that the content is good, please give it a thumbs up, and also share it with your friends if you think that this is going to be your help in remembering the 100 name reactions, which are very important for organic chemistry of any level. Okay. Alright guys, also subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. Thank you so much. And if you are interested, you can also follow me on Unacademy. I teach under the CSIR UGC NET category, and you are going to get a lot of free classes, which we call the special classes also. And if you want to do complete study of CSIR UGC NET, you can follow me on the Plus platform, right? Okay, so definitely I'll see you soon in the next video. Till then, bye and keep studying.